Welcome to Learning to Live with Dementia. This is Lesson 6, Social Connections to Live Well.
Especially my family have been absolutely amazing. Um, they've just, you know, they they spent a lot of time for us, um, and we just have fun. Um, we enjoy it. They enjoy it. They help us when we need to. So, and our friends. We've we've had some very good friends. That have just, you know, want to go out to lunch. Just let's go to the museum, whatever. But just love to do that. And, they don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. We're just, it's just us.
I always kind of tell the story that the pandemic for many people was catastrophic. The pandemic for me was not, because Zoom came into being. It opened up a whole different world of people that I can now talk to across the country in in foreign countries even, to be able to talk about everything from dementia to almost every topic that there was. So the social interactions are going to be easier. I mean, if I was, excuse me, if I was going out to a meeting in the morning with a support group, chances are I'm not going to make one in the afternoon, because either it's not going to be physically able to, or I'm going to be so mentally tired because I have to go from A to B. But on Zoom, I can sit here, at home and have 8, 10 people on my screen. Thank heavens for the fact that you get a yellow box around it when somebody's talking, or I wouldn't be able to follow A, B to C.
Social connections are a key part of living well with dementia. They're also important to maintaining brain health. Research continues to show that social connections keep our brains active, reduce cognitive decline, and even improve cognitive function. How you approach social connections in your life is highly individual. Maybe you like being around large groups of people, or maybe you like being with people one-on-one. Maybe you consider your family your main source of social connections, or maybe your friends are where you get most of your socializing. Maybe you're more of an introvert and prefer more time alone. Some people find that their social connections change as they live with dementia. Some people with dementia do not want to share their diagnosis with everyone, or they only want to share it with certain people. They might stop wanting to be with some of their friends or family because they're afraid of how they might be treated or that they might be seen differently. Some people with dementia find that friends or family do treat them differently, or don't know how to act around them, or even avoid them. Each person is different. You can create the social connections that you need and want so that you can continue to have them. Meet Jay, who lives with a type of dementia. Sean is Jay's husband and support partner.
I miss my old friends.
Got a new small group of guys I'm hanging out with.
I mean, I still see some of them, but now that they know I'm a caregiver, they treat me differently, like I'm breakable and need to be handled with care.
We can joke about stuff that others wouldn't get.
The people in my dementia caregiving support group don't want to socialize because we just talk about dementia.
Sometimes we might share something that we discovered helps us, but usually we are just being normal guys, hanging out, playing pickleball, having lunch,
I feel lonely. Sometimes I want to just be and not worry about everything.
I feel lonely. Sometimes I want to just be and not worry about everything.
Maybe I can convince Jay to hang out with our neighbors and at least have game night at least once a month.
Maybe I can convince Sean to join us once in a while. Maybe we should have a barbecue.
Maybe we should
try and listen to each other.
Good idea. Let's start now.
Jay and Sean are trying to figure out what social connections will look like as they move forward with dementia. They both feel social connections are important, but they are looking different than before. They are learning that they need to share their perspectives with each other so that they both get what they need. If you're comfortable sharing with them, you can help family and friends understand how you are experiencing dementia. Help them understand that you are still the same person, but might need to do things a little differently, and there are some things that you might have challenges with. You might need to tell them how you're adapting to social situations and how you need them to help you adapt. You can use this as an opportunity to have open conversations about what helps and doesn't help you. In some cases, you might find that some connections with family and friends becomes less. You might also find new friends who relate to what you're going through, including other people living with dementia. Here are some tools to help you keep and grow social connections as you live with dementia. Think about what's important to you with social connections. Are you looking for deeper relationships where you can confide in other people about what you're going through? Do you need your social connections to be light so that they serve the purpose of making you laugh? Social connections need to be aligned with what you want, not what other people think you need. Think about making goals for social connections. Some examples of goals are joining a support group for people with dementia, going walking with a friend once a week, or doing something fun with your family member or spouse once a month. Think about your strengths and your weaknesses with social connections. For example, maybe you've noticed that you do really well when you are one-on-one with a friend in a quieter setting, but being in a large group where people are talking all at once and there's a lot going on in the background is not working for you. You have choices about social connection. Maybe you choose to spend more time with friends who are in similar situations and can relate to living with dementia. Maybe you choose social situations where there is an activity because you'd rather talk less and do things with others. Social connections have a lot to offer you. They can offer fun, emotional support, and even keep your brain active. How you approach social connections is up to you, and they can help you move forward in living well with dementia.
Social connection is the key. Oh my. It is so important to have social connection and to be able to talk with people that look like you, are experiencing things like you, that, have similar backgrounds. I mean, it keeps your motor running. I am involved with several support groups, and this is how it feeds my spirit. I have a support group that's called Home Alone, and we are all people that live alone with dementia. I'm in a support group that is Black Dementia Minds. We are all Black and Brown people with a form of MCI or dementia. I started with the Alzheimer's Association and under 65 early stage support group. So that satisfies my younger onset. And I'm involved with other ones like poetry and just other wonderful support groups. And it just feeds your spirit. It connects you. It gives you life.